All right, for the 25 of you that actually care and want to know, because that's about all the views I get, but it doesn't matter. So here's the update on the old V8 Ford Ranger. I've been slowly hammering away at it. I haven't been recording a whole lot. I've been kind of in a funk and just kind of been having tunes going and cruising that, and it's the things I've been doing. I didn't really want to mess with the camera, so this is what I got going on. All right, I've pulled the front fenders off. It was kind of hard to work on with those Baja fenders on it. There wasn't a whole lot of room, so we went ahead and took those off. That way they wouldn't get damaged while we were working on it as well. I found where the dipstick goes in. It goes in on this driver's side. I've pulled the headers off just for more access. On the driver's side, we had to pull the header off to get to the starter, so that's off. As you can see, there's no tranny hanging in there anymore. We took the 1356 out because it just wasn't fitting right. And I've mounted the NP205 to that M50D R2 5-speed tranny. I had to take the tail housing off the transmission. It was a couple hours worth of clearancing to get that to fit. But that's finally in. So I'm waiting on the twin stick kit. As soon as I get that in, I can get that transfer case set up. I'll go through, reseal all this, and then we'll be ready to go. Other than that, I have put a speedometer in. This is a GPS speedometer, so I don't have to run a speedometer cable or anything. So it's just power, ground, and then it's got a wiring mess right there, but it's got a little GPS deal that goes on the roof. And then I've added the water temp and oil pressure gauges over there. Nothing too crazy, nothing worth making a video over. It's just cut some sheet metal, rivet it in, cut 2 holes and put the gauges in. I mean, there's a million videos of how to put gauges in if you want to watch them. So that's where we're at. I'm waiting on attack to show up. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the fuel gauge and that big hole, but we'll get there. And then I got a new heater box off another Ford Ranger. So we'll have to mod the heater box to get it to fit behind that valve cover. There's not a whole lot of clearance. But coming up, I gotta lift the motor because there's really no clearance between the oil pan and that cross member. I know it's hard to see. And then I'm gonna put a bigger radiator in it out of my other Ford Ranger. Lighting's terrible. So a small update, short little video. That's what's going on with the old V8 Ranger. It's not running right now. Got the tranny out. I messed up the clutch line, so I'd order a clutch line for it, for the hydraulic clutch. Just piddly stuff. Now we're just waiting on parts. So as soon as they come in, we'll get cranking on this thing again. And I just figure I'd kick out a weekly video for anybody that wants to watch, because I know there's like 20 or 30 that watch. So it should be a fun truck when we get her going, though. We'll see. For anybody that's wondering, this is the list I got going. So twin stick kit, twin stick shift lever kit, drive lines are around 500 for custom drives lines. I got to do trans oil, T-case oil. It needs a dipstick. I'm gonna lift the motor and put 1/4-inch spacers under it to get a little more clearance on that oil pan. Slave cylinder's kind of, you know how that is. The cross member for the tranny was just tack welded, so I'm gonna weld that back up. And then there's a cross member for the carrier bearing I got to cut out, but everything else is pretty self-explanatory. So we're slowly getting there, but I know I need to change that. That's not right. I got to add a few more things to this list still. Things will start falling off fast as soon as I start getting some parts in. I had to cut the exhaust up, take that out, because the way they had it ran, you couldn't put a front drive line in it. God, my goatees. I am not camera worthy today. Anyways, well, that's it, man. Nothing exciting. I shouldn't say man, but nothing exciting going on to report. We just tore a bunch of shit apart, and I didn't like the way the guy that built this had a few things. If you're watching this, sorry, but some things were done pretty shitty, so I started over on them. But for the most part, it's coming along, just waiting on parts. So if you want to follow along on this, go ahead and subscribe. If not, I don't care. I'm going to keep putting up videos for the 30 people that watch right now at this point and go from there. Have a good night. Later.